Okay, so let's try and do another video without the crazy. Let's try and do a video without the crazy crying man. Although I understand that's completely fine. It's healthy. It's normal. It's all good. This video is specifically to our guys in Manila, Baseco, Fairview, Don Bosco, and beyond. To be honest, and beyond. I know I haven't touched base with you. I haven't. Yep. I haven't known what to say. And I still don't know what to say, and now the crazy crying man's coming. That's okay, he's going to do that for a long time, I think. But, I saw your memorial service online and didn't make any comments. Saw the photos that people have been putting up and haven't made any comments. My heart goes out to you. I know how much you loved her, and while I know that you know she loved you, you have no idea how much she loved you. She loved you all so much. There's people over there she talked more about than her own family, and she was absolutely hanging to get over there. COVID has just stuffed up our world. But distance has got nothing on the connection. And she absolutely adored you. She adored being there. Some aspects of Manila and some aspects of Baseco, of course, she hated. Rats in her house, flies in her house, cockroaches. She hated cockroaches. But she loved all of you. And yeah, my heart goes out to you. Because you're so far from it, and yet you're so close to it, and you're so connected. And I'm sure that your sense of helplessness, and I'm sure that your sense of hopelessness connected to the distance, I'm sure that was very hard for many of you. But we all did what we did. We did everything that we could do in some. We prayed, we believed, we worshipped, we sang, we spoke the word, we did everything that we know to do. And but at the end of the day, God has his way, and I have no complaints about that. It's not a challenge to me at all that I have, as you do in Manila, and I know, we have a God who is almighty, and who is all powerful, who is sovereign, who is Lord. And while we have biblical principles to pray and to believe and to speak and to declare and to do all of those things, at the end of the day, God always gets the final say. Otherwise, he's not God. And I'm very comfortable in that space. But I do, I just know how difficult it is for you. I know how difficult it is for me. So I have no doubt that I have ideas and concepts of how difficult it is for you guys in for Manila, in particular for many of the young people. And all I can tell you is, we see, I'm still using the word we. All I can tell you is I'll be back. I'm not her. She was very special. And she did things with you that I actually can't do because I'm not her. But I will be back. That's probably scary for some of you. And some of you only want me for my chocolate. I know that. Happy to oblige. But I will be back. And, memories don't have to fade. Christine is gone. And we do know that she is absolutely loving. She is absolutely loving being with Jesus right now. You hang out for the chats with her, right? Man alive, imagine the chats she's having now, sitting down, having a cup of tea with Jesus. She's loving it. She's truly loving it. And, the one takeaway, there's many, many things we've all learned from Christine, and there's many things that we've all received from her. But the one point of encouragement for you all in Manila, Baseco, Fairview, Don Bosco, it's all about Jesus. It's all about Jesus. And for anyone that's really struggling with the thought that, Christine's never coming back, because that's the truth. She's never coming back. What she did do was always say, pray, get your eyes on Jesus, get your eyes on the Holy Spirit, read your own Bible. And so it's right to miss her. It's right to grieve. It's right to cry. It's right to have those moments where it's just all yucky and you can't work it out. It's completely right. It's healthy. It's healthy. But the point is, she never made anyone dependent on her. We all loved her for different reasons, and she was so much a mum to every single one of us. And while she would understand that we have to grieve now and that we have emotions and that we are human, she would be really ticked off if we fell apart because we were dependent on her. Because we're not. We're dependent on Jesus, and we're dependent on our relationship with him. And, I won't name names, but, there's people there that Christine was closer to than others, and I'm sure that you guys are really, really, really struggling. And the only reason I won't name names is because I might miss someone and cause them more grief, and I don't want to do that. But just know we haven't forgotten you. And even though I haven't responded to many messages yet, I will. And even though I haven't responded to things beyond just sort of that stupid like emoji, I really, really, really appreciate the outpouring of love and support from you guys. And throughout the whole process, I know that we were never, ever alone. And far out, we had an army behind us. We had an army behind us. And even, I just want to encourage you with this, right? So we're in ICU for 17 days. And, often I was in that hospital for 10, 12, 14 hours a day. One point, I think I did 37 hours straight in that hospital. And so we get to know staff, and we get to know nurses and know doctors, and we get to actually know them, right? Because ICU is a very small, secluded place. And without using these exact words that I use next, I had about half a dozen of them at different points, in particular in that last week where we were starting to get some improvements and see some shifts in Christine. I had at least half a dozen of them, unbelievers, say to me, well, we don't really believe what you believe, but if there is a God, and if there is ever a chance of a miracle happening, you people are going to get one. Because we just walked in there and we just worshipped and we just prayed, and we were loud, we were respectful to other patients, and we were respectful to the doctors, but we weren't ashamed, we weren't shy, we weren't silent. And it was the same with patients. It was the same with other visitors. So we turned the waiting room of ICU into our worship center. We'd take that little Bluetooth, that little blue speaker, which is actually quite loud. We would take it in there and just crank it, turn it up, and then someone else had another speaker, and so it could actually get a little bit loud in there. And but also because we were there every day. And not just me, so many people. We had a revolving door of people worshiping and praying and standing with us. And so when it got to visiting times, the 2 visiting times, so we would not leave between visiting times. So visiting time was 10 to 1, 4 to 7. So visitors would start arriving, half an hour before that. And every time they would arrive, we were there. because we just never left. We just never left. Different to Manila. In Australia, we're allowed to do those things. It's different procedures. But we got to know people. And, people would walk into that waiting room and I would walk. It's not about me now, right? But it's just, I want to share a testimony. I would actually able to walk up to them and say, how's your husband doing today? How's your son doing today? How's your friend doing today? Because over 17 days, we got to know why they were coming in. And again, just be able to say to them, well, and in some cases, one little lady in particular, little Greek lady, her husband really wasn't doing well and she was struggling with it and she was thinking she was going to lose him. And each day she would come in and actually look for me. It's not about me, but it's just, it's the testimony of the influence of Christine. So she would look for me and I'd pray with her and I'd just say, you got to believe. You just got to believe. Because when the doctors get past their limits, that's when faith comes in. And she just, yes, we must have faith. And so there's just so many little stories like that. So even in those last 7 days, which were horrible for us in many ways, but in so many ways were excellent for us, God was still using Christine to mother others and to bring hope to others. Because we wouldn't have been in that hospital room and we wouldn't have been in ICU or that waiting room if it wasn't for the fact that Christine was in there and we were waiting for her to wake up and walk out. So I just really want to encourage you. I know you're doing it tough and I do apologize for not interacting with you more, but I also know you understand that because I'm on an edge. And the best place for me is just to turn that music up loud and just get lost in Jesus. That's the best place for me, and that will be the best place for me for quite a while. And I know you know that. I know you understand that. But this video is for you. It's for you guys. I was going to try and do it in Tagalog, but I thought if I start crying, it's not going to happen because I won't be good enough at it, and then it'll just be stupid. But I just want you to know that we, see, there you go, we. See, I've got a shift now. We is now me. And I'm not going to like that. I will be back, and you're as much part of our family as anyone here, and we will live stream we're doing a funeral service. You'll get all the details. We're doing a funeral service, and then we're doing the most awesome worship service you've ever seen in your life. 2 separate locations, 2 separate things, and you'll be able to live stream in and I don't know, we'll talk to Alan and the boys. Maybe we can set something up in the church so you can do it and have some good volume and all that sort of stuff. And that way people don't have to worry about data concerns and you just use the church's data. And but we want you to be involved in them because you're family, guys. And love you all. And I will get to your messages. Hey, maybe I might not respond to everyone because hundreds, I'll get sick of it. But I haven't forgotten you, and I am coming back. And Nano Christine loved you more than you know, and she knows that you loved her. So bless you all. Really appreciate your support. Really appreciate your prayer. Really appreciate you pushing in with us and believing with us and for Christine. But just want to encourage you that God's still completely in control. And it wasn't the devil that took her. God needed her in heaven, and heaven's a better place. So heaven's a better place now because she was the queen of Baseco, but now she's glorified, and now she's magnified, and now she's an angel, and there was obviously a gap that needed to be filled, and I'm sure she's filling it really well. So yes, the crazy crying man came back. Sorry, but do love you all, and we'll give you all the appropriate details, and you must join with us on the day of the funeral and on the day of the worship service. It's going to be awesome. Love you all. Bye-bye.